Two brothers grew up in the same house. Same parents, same schools, the same opportunities. They chose similar careers and earned almost the same money their whole lives. At 65, one of them retired with $1.4 million, a paid-off house, and total freedom. He winters in Arizona and never checks the price on a menu. The other retired with $180,000, 12 years left on his mortgage, and a part-time job at a hardware store, because Social Security does not cover his bills. Same genes. Same upbringing. Same paychecks. Completely different endings. I am Jenna, and I spend way too much time obsessing over retirement math and the psychology of spending. I have researched why some people retire free while others retire scared, what goes wrong, and how to fix it. I have spent years buried in compounding tables, savings data, and real household budgets, tracing exactly where the money quietly leaks out. Watch till the end and you will see it for yourself. Here is the strange part. That gap between the two brothers did not open in their 20s, when they were both too young and too broke to move the needle. It did not open in their 30s, when they were buried in young kids and growing careers. And it did not open in their 50s, when the path was already set. The whole gap opened in their 40s. Your 40s are the most important money decade of your life. Not because the choices are harder, but because the stakes quietly multiply in ways you cannot see until it is too late to undo them. Let me show you why. Your 40s sit on top of three financial forces that never line up this way again. The first is peak earning power. For most people, income tops out somewhere in your mid-40s to mid-50s. The big raises slow down, but the actual dollars are the highest they will ever be. You have more raw material to build with than at any other point in your life. The second force is compounding time. At 40, you still have 20 to 25 years before retirement. At about 7% a year, a dollar you invest at 40 grows to more than $5 by 65. Wait until 50, and that same dollar barely reaches 3. Wait until 55, and it only about doubles. The longer you wait, the weaker every dollar gets. Your 40s are the last decade where compounding still does the heavy lifting for you. The money you invest at 42 works far harder than the money you invest at 52, and no amount of hustle later can rebuild that head start. The third force is expense stabilization. By your 40s, a lot of big costs have peaked or started to fall. The kids get more independent. The house you stretched for finally fits. The furniture is already bought. That creates real margin that did not exist in your 30s. The only question is whether that margin flows into savings or quietly disappears into a bigger lifestyle. Let me put real numbers on it. Picture someone who hits 40 with $100,000 saved, earning around $110,000. If they save 15% every year from 40 to 65 at about 7%, they retire with roughly $1.5 million. Now picture the same person saving almost nothing in their 40s, then snapping awake at 50 and saving that same 15% for the final stretch. They end up about $600,000 behind. Same person, same income, same 15%, just started 10 years later. And here is the cruel part. Even if they panic at 50 and save an aggressive 25%, they still finish a few $100,000 short. The compounding you skip in your 40s cannot be bought back later. Time is the one input you can never add more of. So, what actually drains those 40s? 5 decisions, and every single one feels reasonable in the moment. First, the house. Trading a $350,000 home for a $600,000 one adds roughly $1,500 to $2,000 a month. Invest that gap for 25 years, and it becomes well over $1 million in retirement money. People think they are spending $2,000 a month. They are spending $1 million of their future. The family that stays put and invests the difference can retire earlier, work part-time in their 60s, and even help their own kids buy a home. Second, the cars. Running two $45,000 vehicles instead of two $28,000 ones means more debt, higher insurance, and pricier repairs over and over again. Across your 40s, that one upgrade habit can quietly cost a couple $100,000 in retirement wealth. Third, the kids. Teenagers get expensive, and then college lands. Parents take six-figure loans, or stop saving entirely for 4 years, or cash out the retirement account. The kids walk into their whole earning life with everything ahead of them. The parents walk into their 50s with almost nothing left to compound. Fourth, career risk. Your 40s are your last real window to make a bold move for more income. By your 50s, age bias in hiring starts working against you. The person who takes a smart risk at 43 has time to recover if it does not pan out. The one who waits until 53 usually does not. Fifth, lifestyle inflation. The vacations, the renovated kitchens, the boats your friends keep buying. Matching your peer group instead of holding the lifestyle that felt fine in your late 30s is often a seven-figure difference by the time you retire. Let me make this real with two couples. Mark and Diane hit 40 with about $185,000 saved and a comfortable income. They upgraded the house, which added $1,650 a month, so they trimmed their retirement savings to make it fit. Temporary, they told themselves. Then came a nicer SUV, then a second nicer car, then a big loan for an out-of-state college. Every choice felt earned. By 50, their accounts had barely grown. They scrambled and maxed everything out and still retired with under $700,000, facing a real chance of running out of money in their early 80s. Tom and Sophia started in almost the exact same spot. But they stayed in their smaller house and sent that $1,650 a month straight into investments. They bought a certified used car instead of a new one. They told their kids the truth about money and chose state schools with scholarships. All through their 40s, they felt like they were swimming against the current, living smaller than their neighbors. By 50, their accounts had more than tripled. By 65, they had about $1.65 million and a paid-off house. Same income, same era. They were not richer, and they were not better investors. They simply pointed the same dollars at their future instead of their lifestyle, and a decade of those 40s decisions did the rest. And here is what gets me. During those years, both couples were about equally happy. The research on this is clear. A lifestyle upgrade gives you a short bump, and within a year or two you adapt, and it simply becomes your new normal. Mark and Diane did not actually enjoy their 40s more than Tom and Sophia. They just spent more, got no lasting happiness for it, and permanently shrank every decade that came after. So where do you go from here? If you're in your 20s or 30s, you just got a head start most people never get. You know the pressure is coming. Set your retirement contributions on automatic now, promise yourself you will never cut them, and decide what enough looks like before a bigger paycheck makes excess feel normal. If you are walking into your 40s, you are standing on the most important money decision of your life. Audit every big category right now. Is the house size for you or for show? Are the cars transportation or a costume? Are you funding retirement before lifestyle or after? Write down what enough looks like for your home, your car, and your life, and defend that line when the pressure comes. Every yes to lifestyle is a no to freedom. And if you are already deep in your 40s or past them, and you saw the wrong brother in yourself, you still have real moves. Lift your savings rate any way you can. Consider the radical options your inflated peers will not touch, like downsizing the house now instead of in retirement. And remember that for every year you delay Social Security past your full retirement age, your benefit grows about 8%, a rare guaranteed boost you control. There is one feeling underneath all of this. After 20 years of work, spending feels like a reward you have earned. But ask yourself when the payoff actually shows up. The upgraded house thrills you for about 18 months, then it is just the house, while it quietly drains your savings for decades. Real gratification is not consuming your peak years. It is converting them into permanent freedom. The discomfort of saving hard in your 40s lasts 10 years. The reward lasts 30 or more. The thrill of overspending lasts 2 or 3 years. The bill lasts the rest of your life. So picture yourself at 70, sitting in a quiet room on a slow morning. In one version, you are deciding which grandchild to visit and where to travel next, relaxed because a surprise expense cannot shake you. In the other, you are doing the math on whether this month covers both your medications and your car repair. Both versions of you were written decades earlier in one 10-year stretch. Not by luck and not by income, but by decisions about housing, cars, college, career, and lifestyle that compound exactly the way money does. Your 40s will pass either way, with intentional choices or default ones. The only real question is which 70-year-old you're building. That is not a burden. That is the opportunity. Choose it on purpose. I am Jenna. I will see you in the next one.